But he asks every time there's an inspection, he asks for a white one. There is no white one. It's the black one, and it's under
just get him
the
a
bar.
white one for Christmas.
Perfect. It's the Heine book.
It's just a picture of Carl.
But yeah, like last year, he's had this building for
Forever.
12 years now.
Something like
Since
that.
he came over on the Mayflower.
Yeah, seriously. And they gave him a hard time about not having a push bar on the back kitchen door.
Yeah, I remember him telling
And
me.
he's like, I've had this building for 12 years and you're just telling me this now? He's like, and this building has been the same building since before I owned it and no one's ever said anything.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
As long as you can get out safely, that's all that matters, right? Look, we're not having...
Depends on the person.
Great
I was
white...
going to say, it depends on
Someone
who's
should
working that
stay.
day.
Yeah, not having any great white fires, so we should be all right. Knock on...
Weird.
I'm like, wow, way to tempt fate on
Bold
Friday
statement on
night.
Friday.
Hey,
Yes.
I will be here for live music tonight and tomorrow night, so that sounds like that's Bridget's
Yeah.
problem. We got plenty of sprinkler systems.
Who's playing tonight?
The Faye band.
Yeah.
Did you find what
They
you
don't seem
need?
No,
pyrotechnic.
you guys can stop. It's going to be a while.
You good?
Yeah, guys.
Do you need Andy to give you a hug?
I will. So,
Oh my god, I knew that was going to happen today.
this is an interesting bar talk. We got
I
a
know,
surprise
right?
inspection.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. I fucking knew it too. Because you want to know what? I thought I saw like a piece of a receipt from the health inspection on the ground outside as I walked in.
Oh, they came out like the windiest day
Yeah.
possible, so it just blows.
It was like the yellow sheet of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, somebody probably needs that. And then I was like, did we get our health inspection yet? And as I'm crossing the street, I went, they're probably going to come today. Fuck, I put it in the universe.
See?
God damn it, it's my fault.
The end of the year, hustle
End
and
of the
bustle.
year. Look, this guy's late.
Yeah, he's only got, what, like a week
I've
left?
had later. I feel like it wasn't the health inspector. I got like the fire inspector. And it was like
Yeah.
literally 2 days before I needed to renew every license we had. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, can someone come just look at the one fire extinguisher in
Yep.
the small building?
Yeah. Oh, from the BBC?
Across the street, yeah.
Oh my God.
Which, that's...
I would think that they would want to put you on their number, like the top of the list, be like, well, this is going to be easy. Let's start here. Like,
Or this is going to burn down this year.
I'm only going to say this because I don't work there and I don't work in this town or live in this town anymore.
I know, right? You were just
But,
completely annihilated from here.
I'm pretty sure one year they just like forgot and just phoned it in and just said, "You're all set."
You're
And
all
I,
good.
I was like, I don't
Okay.
remember them being here, but I'm not going to argue because I
Yep.
need my liquor
Oh, yeah.
license.
Yep.
So, welcome back to the Bar Talk
Yeah,
Podcast.
the inspection podcast.
The Inspection Podcast.
Oh, no.
Those voices are Jess Hamill. I almost said Jess Heine. Oh my God. Sorry. At the New World
that's
Tavern.
terrible.
You guys fight like you're married.
You just got me speechless. Holy shit.
I don't think that's ever happened in the
Right?
existence of Jess.
Of the New World Tavern. We're recording back in the cavern today.
We're hiding from the health
We're-
inspector.
yeah. in
In the general public.
Yeah.
Dan Mahoney of Stats.
So,
It is
Oh my
3 days
God.
before Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 days
3 days before Christmas.
yep.
Carl
that.
Heine is here, but if you haven't figured it out, there's a health inspection going on.
Surprise! Oh my God. We're fine. We're totally fine.
It doesn't matter.
Like I know you guys are. It's just one of those. I know how I would be, and I would be like, "Oh my God, what are they
I
gonna
mean,
find?
I'd
Oh my
rather
God,
have
what are they
them
gonna
be.
find?"
Yeah,
You know?
I know they're gonna. I'd rather have them be overly inspectant and be like, this tiny little thing is a quote unquote issue, and like bring it to our attention than just be like, you're good.
Well,
I'd rather have them be that
the only way to relate this to someone that doesn't do this is, you know, when you're driving and a cop is behind you and you're nervous for zero reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
You know you
Doing
haven't done
nothing
anything
wrong.
wrong, but you still
It's
expect
always,
you're going to get
you're
pulled
always
over.
going to have that anxiety for
Yeah,
it.
especially if you like drive by them and they pull out behind
Yep.
you.
Yep.
You're like, "Oh fuck!"
You're going like 3 miles over the speed limit.
Like all of a sudden you're just going through everything. You're like,
like-
did I pay my dog license? Oh shit, they're gonna pull me over. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, well, look, I'll take this kind of town health inspection over the corporate world inspections because,
Oh, yeah.
dude,
My God.
they are so intense. Like it's it's the company's inspection. So not only do you have a health inspector come, but then you have to have the company's inspector come, which is 10 times worse than the health inspector.
Yeah.
Because they are not only checking to make sure that everything's stored properly or everything's up to temp or that things are clean, but they're also
the
like,
corporate way.
yeah, and then they'll be like, oh, this bag of shrimp, was supposed to be labeled this and it's labeled that, and it's like, well, we ran out of that sticker, so like we just use, it doesn't matter because we want you to use this sticker, and I'm like, you can go fuck yourself, like.
Yeah,
Get a marker
hated.
colored in.
Yeah. Well, because it was like they wanted us to use the self-dissolving ones. Like when you put it in the wash, it's like, well, we ran out, so we just use regular ones. Yeah, but then you can't get it off. And then it's a da-da-da. And I'm like, if I can't get a guy to wash a sticker off a pan, then that man is fired. Because then what else is he not scrubbing off the pan?
Well, to be fair, Jess, employment problem.
Yeah. See, this is why I don't want to work there anymore.
But, I mean, you kind of bring up a good point. Like, just the idea that they are thorough and, you're going to pass, but you're like,
I'm still like, ugh, at this little
it
thing,
kind of
that
makes you
little
feel
thing.
okay about going out to eat in town.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, trust me.
Because I feel like if they were just, like, rubber stamping you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
What else are they
Oh, there's
but,
definitely been places that I've been where I'm like, ugh. I don't know when the last time this place has been cleaned, like, pretty well.
The day before their last inspection.
Literally, yeah. Yeah. So, it's a necessity, obviously, but it's definitely an
Have you
annoying
ever
one.
have you ever been to a restaurant and, like, refused to order food just based on...
Yes, but not in a really long time.
I went to one that I'll tell you guys off the air because it's local.
Oh, love that.
Not Plymouth, but you guys definitely know
Local
the place.
enough.
Local enough.
How recently?
Actually, a little further than I thought because I was there with my ex-girlfriend. So,
Okay.
10 years ago.
4 years ago, maybe. Don't be a bitch. It's Christmas.
I'm a Grinch.
This doesn't come out till after Christmas.
I know,
so-
right?
Yeah. But like we were there, I think it was like someone's birthday, so there was like a bunch of like work people together.
Does this place exist anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, if it didn't, I would just say.
All right.
Like,
I was trying to play like the.
I know. I'm
Like
trying to
Guess
think.
who it is.
Yeah.
it's,
Do they have a mustache?
I don't know the owner, but it's within a 10-minute ride.
Okay.
But like someone like grabbed the menu and like a bug ran across the
Love
top
that.
of the table.
Love that.
And then me and my girlfriend were like, okay, we're done. And then they start ordering food and we're like,
No.
are you fucking serious?
I'm gonna defend this place.
Oh.
Okay.
Because I don't know it.
And you're Dan.
What kind of bug was it? Was it an ant?
Well, I'm guessing it's
Was
the,
it a cockroach?
the
Was
ones
it a
that survive
beetle?
the eternal
Yeah.
up in flames.
I think it was definitely not an ant.
Okay.
Okay.
Was it beetly?
No, it
Was it
looked
flat?
more like
You
it
just go
was.
through all the
But it
insects.
didn't quite look like a cockroach. Like it was
Okay.
very light
Oh,
color.
it's one of those. I know what it is.
It was like kind of white or gray. Or
Yeah,
like
Silverfish?
maybe.
No,
I don't
but
know.
did it have a million legs?
I don't know. It ran
This is
across
like-
the table.
This is literally like insect guess who.
I'm
that
not a
we're playing.
fucking botanist or whatever studies
I was gonna
bugs.
say, I was gonna say a
plants.
buganist. I don't know.
Is it insectologist?
Yeah,
No, that'd be a spider.
that's spiders.
But that shit happens, man.
I know,
remember
and this is the thing. It's
Yeah.
like if it was my house, I'd just slam
Like-
my hand on it. And,
If it came out of your
Walk
food,
away.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
yeah,
But a menu? I don't know.
I don't know.
and again,
It could have
like,
depended on the
You're
bug.
100% right
Yeah.
because it could have just been a weird fluky thing, but it was also
Do they
just
have
one of
windows
those.
that were open?
No.
No.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
that.
the other thing. Is like I can't tell you how many times people would complain about either sitting next to a window that's open or sitting outside, and then they complain about bugs and they complain. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're,
If you're
outside.
yeah, fuck you. Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
someone sit outside and we had all these flower pots and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's bees everywhere.
Yep.
I'm like, you chose to sit next
Yep.
to all the pretty flowers.
Yeah.
Which bees like too.
I
Yeah.
actually did have a friend. We were a bunch of us were in Jersey, and we ordered, and he got like the chowder, and he grabbed like the sealed packet of
Oyster crackers.
crack. They were just like saltines.
Yep.
And he opened it up, and he's eating one, and he goes to eat the other one, and there's a fucking dead bug in the packet.
Oh no.
And he's like, "Oh, we gotta go." And we're like, "No, our food's fucking fine."
yeah.
Like, that was
Don't eat the
There's a
that
sealed
saltine
package.
company.
Yeah.
That's from the cracker company.
Oh yeah. But it was just so funny because she's like, "We need to go," and we're like,
Yeah.
"No, we're all good."
Yeah, there was a time that
Protein
somebody
bro.
was sitting outside at the BBC in Cedarville and they complained about a fly landing in their food and they wanted me to comp their food. And I said, no. I was like, you're sitting outside. And he's like, yeah, but it's not my fault that the fly landed in the food. I go, it's not my fault either.
Yeah.
You sat outside. Like, I don't know what you want from me. But
We're on a
getting
picnic and there's a bunch of ants
Yeah,
here.
right? Yeah.
1 star.
Yeah, 1 star. Yeah, like it's just
There was these
people-
loud birds outside. I didn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, I think people, like, even this kind of relates to the whole COVID scenario. Like, they're just over, they think of the worst of everything when they see something negative. So,
Yeah.
like, if during COVID someone would cough, they'd be like, you have COVID, oh my God. If somebody sees an ant, they're like, this place is infested. And it's like, well, no, it's just, you're sitting next to a window.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
You know
people
what?
automatically just want to think negatively.
COVID desensitized to me is fucking rats. Because
Rats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hear me out.
No, I'm listening. I'm
So-
curious.
We're all here for it.
When
I
everyone
had
got-
them in my yard.
Yeah, they're everywhere. And like I think everyone's like New York City's gross.
It's
and I've seen
beautiful when
rats
nature
like
comes
fist fighting
back,
them.
right?
Yeah. Like when everyone had patios outside,
Yeah.
the rats problem was huge in the city.
Yeah. Oh, for
Like
sure.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it didn't matter if it was a brand new place, an old place, like that. So I'm like, "Ah, whatever, it's a rat. Who gives a fuck."
When everything was closed downtown and there was no trash, like
Yeah.
the rats that are downtown just kind of like moved further out, and I'm
Yeah.
not that far. And the landlady has a bird feeder, and I look out in the backyard, and there's just a fucking
rat
rat
feeder.
underneath the
Yeah.
bird feeder. I'm not going to town. I'm like,
You just living in the
Fabulous.
Departed movie.
Yeah.
What was that Disney cartoon movie?
Ratatouille,
No,
Tom and Jerry.
American
Psycho.
Oh. Bible Goes West.
Oh, American
Yes,
Tail. Yeah,
American
yeah.
Tail, where they sing about there's no cats in America. All the rats are singing there's no cats in America. I feel like you'd be like, there's no rats in Plymouth. Like, no, there are.
Those are colonial rats, guys.
Yeah, these are pilgrim rats.
These rats came over on the Bayflower.
Exactly. They survived all the plagues.
Puritan rats.
Have you had any? I guess Karens are the best. Like that are like, this is against health code. That kind of
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Oh, 100%. And unfortunately, it's been a scenario where it's someone having a service dog. And, like, I've had people complain about them saying that having a dog in the restaurant is against against the health code or it's a health violation because there's an animal in. That's the only time that I've had somebody say something like that. But I'm like, ma'am, I don't really give a fuck because I can't say anything if I wanted to anyway.
Because it's service, yeah.
It's a service animal.
or
And
they
even
say
if it's
it, yeah.
clearly not,
Yeah.
I still can't do anything about it.
I had a very weird experience 2 nights ago. So I was in a restaurant. Again, I can't say the name. And it was
We can guess though.
say today was Friday.
You would never guess this.
Oh.
Oh, it was somewhere fancy.
Wow.
No, it was
You had
just,
to wear a shirt this time.
it was just somewhere not local.
Oh.
And
Was it in Dan's neck of the woods in Boston?
no,
It was the next town over.
Yeah.
but it was 2 floors, and like the upstairs was a restaurant.
All right, you're narrowing
bar.
it down. Gotcha.
And the bottom floor was similar, but looks like they only used it when it was busy or for special events or whatever. And we were running events, so we were downstairs.
Oh, now you've definitely narrowed it down.
Yeah.
I'll just look on your Facebook page.
And
It's gonna be
there
the
was a
third thing
dog.
to get cut
There
from
was a
fucking-
dog. No, there was a dog downstairs.
Okay.
And that's like where the kitchen was. And like the dog was super
Roaming around?
super chill. Yeah, just hanging out, being his dog.
Being
And
a dog.
and the guy's like, oh yeah, that's. I didn't want to say the dog's name.
That's
I don't want to dox the dog. But it was just kind of like, oh, you know, I kind of got the impression like he was on his way out and was going to take the dog with him.
I thought you meant about to die.
No.
It's like, whoa,
But
hey,
then, like,
yo.
through the whole dinner service, because I could hear it upstairs, like, the dog was just downstairs chilling with me. And I'm like, I don't know if that's okay. I don't think that is.
That's interesting.
I'm here for it. Whatever.
I mean, I don't care. Like, the dog wasn't
as long as
going
they
to
wash their hands.
the dog.
Watch that pause.
I don't think the dog's cooking the food. So. And if he is,
might have been our
fucking
break.
hell yeah, I'll go to that place right now.
Jogatui.
bone broth soup's
Yeah,
amazing.
right? Love it. Everything smells like Fritos because their paws smell like Fritos.
Yep.
Yeah, that's strange. I don't see how.
Yeah,
That's very
I
interesting.
feel like I've seen more of that like down the Cape or like those
Yeah.
small mom and pop place. Like
Newport,
I've
Rhode
seen-
Island
nothing
is
surprises
huge.
me.
Is huge for like being dog friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shows like Portland, Maine.
Yep.
Maybe even the bus is becoming more and
I was
more.
gonna say
Is
most places. I feel like, especially around here, there's places where I'm like, I can't believe there's fucking dogs in here, and like a lot of them.
Again, people are just bold with where they'll bring their pets.
Yeah.
They don't really care.
I saw someone in Market Basket have 2 carriages. One had food and one had French bulldogs. in it.
Market Basket sells
You're like-
French bulldogs.
Yeah, you're like,
Where's that on? Is this the manager's sale? What?
right?
But it was
Yeah.
awesome. The dog was just sitting there. I'm like, I really want to pet this dog,
Yeah.
but I feel like I shouldn't.
Well, that's the other thing. There's a lot of places that openly allow dogs that are not your service animals that people I just don't think they realize.
I mean, like generally speaking, they don't belong in grocery stores.
Agreed.
Agree, yeah. but-
Maybe.
I mean,
And
people-
Well, they're in a
shopping
cart.
cart, you
What are
know?
they? Yeah, what are they gonna do?
I mean, people fucking bring them in all the time.
Like your favorite place, Home Depot. They allow dogs.
My dog's
Not
so
necessarily service dogs.
Corporately, they're not supposed to. Like that was like a
Oh,
whole.
corporately, they're
Yeah.
not supposed to.
Well, no, but I mean that was like a big thing. Like when
See,
I was
I've gone
there,
to
like there were.
Lowe's, not Home Depot with my dogs. And Lowe's.
Yeah,
well,
Lowe's.
Yeah.
Lowe's is better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Cooler
don't fucking
aprons.
care either. No,
Who
but
likes
like
orange anyway?
the stores that I always were in were always quote unquote dog friendly, but then the manager would be like, "Oh, they're not supposed to be fucking in here," blah blah blah. But then
Tell
like
those
five,
managers
but
they
then 5
suck.
minutes later, the manager would be like, "Who's a good dog?"
I know, yeah. Ooh, what's a treat?
I wonder
Why do you
how
have
long
treats?
ago has it been since you were?
Quite a while.
So I feel like it's probably like
it could have changed. Yeah.
less. The temperature's changed more, just as how
Yeah.
everything in.
Although I think my favorite pet experience was one of my guys was working in an aisle and he hears hello. And he's fucking looking around. After about the 4th time, he like walks to the end and he's looking around. There's a fucking guy walking around with a parrot, and the parrot's like, "Hello,
Yes,
hello."
yes.
it would only be cool if it was someone that worked there.
Oh
as
my
well.
god! If somebody came in with an emotional support
Yeah.
parrot on their shoulder, I would be like,
I'd be
I'm
like,
giving that thing
I don't
crackers
believe
to the
it.
end
Where's
of
your
time.
fucking eye patch
Yeah.
and peg leg?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
A nuanced pirate. They
Yes.
pirate the internet, Andy.
I was in a brewery last weekend and dog
pirate?
friendly.
Pirate
It was pirate friendly, but there were no pirates there.
Disappointing.
And shout out to their owner because the dog hauled off and took a huge shit on the floor, and the owner was immediately embarrassed and clean. But like, I feel like not everyone does that. Like, I feel
like, oh, the brewery will clean that up?
I feel like people would do that.
Really?
Maybe
I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess I just haven't
Maybe I
experienced a dog shitting on the floor in public before.
I have an
Yeah.
unfortunate experience. A person shitting on the floor. And I'll tell you right now, they didn't clean it up either, guys.
I was going to say, I don't
Elderly
think that
or inebriated?
Maybe
Or
a little
maybe
bit
both.
of both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, I had a man that peed all over our floor. That was great. I shouldn't say one man. I think it was multiple times that that's happened, actually.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
And that's why the health inspector's here with
I
Carl.
know, right?
Tell him stop peeing on the floor.
Stop peeing on the floor. Yep. And then you have to get out that stupid waste bag and you gotta clean it up properly and all this fucking bullshit.
Yep.
How about you just stop peeing on floors and then I don't have to fucking clean it up after you?
Agreed.
What other inspections do you guys get? There's building inspector.
The building and the fire usually come together.
Okay.
Um,
Now, is the building inspector? That's more for your landlord, wouldn't it be?
nope.
Insurance kind of too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, some of it, depending on what they find, does fall on the landlord, but other is us. So, like, if our fire exit signs don't work, we have to replace the light bulbs, right?
Okay, yeah.
But, like, if there's a structural issue, like the bar on the door,
Yeah.
that we'd have to go to our landlord for that,
Yeah.
because that doesn't come out of our expenses. That comes out of the
Especially, it's not like something that was there and you guys took off.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
We got
It's
rid of
never
that.
there to begin
Fuck
with.
that.
Yeah, like, oh, look.
Yeah, like last year they made us cover the trap door that goes down to the basement, but there's a
You have a
door.
trap door and a basement?
I know, right?
I
What, the
know.
building's
But
full of
there's a
learning
door
so much.
to the, like Like, it's in a completely separate room. It's not like in the BBC where it's just behind the bar on the floor.
chapel.
Like,
Oh my god.
this is already in a separate room behind a door. And so he's like, no, you need to put a trapdoor on that because someone could fall through.
Oh, so it was just a fucking hole. It wasn't a
Yes,
trap.
well, yeah. No, it goes down into the basement. That's where the fuse boxes are.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like, well, it is closed.
There is a
because
door.
It's a door to a separate room completely.
Yeah.
And then there's like a little bit of a platform, and then you walk down to the stairs. He's like, nope, you need to cover that. I'm like, okay. So we call the landlords. Hey, you guys gotta come cover this.
That is the joy of renting.
Yeah.
Something's fucked up.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Well, and
Not my problem.
Yeah,
I can't believe that in BBC.
I know. It's like,
legal,
who,
like-
yeah.
Dude, there's only, like, I don't even know what it looks like now, I forget. But, like, there's chains and stuff. I had to put chains up
Yeah.
for it. And that did not exist
Yeah.
for the first 20 years that building.
I know, because
I was open for far longer than I worked there. And I was the
Yeah.
one that had to put them up. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Like, there's-
People are. It's just.
Was it because someone fell?
No.
Oh.
I mean, more than
Wait,
one person
there's-
fell. It wasn't that.
There's people that still fall, and
Yeah.
there's safety pre.
It wasn't like a
Well, there's
reactionary.
a door now.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the bartender doesn't fall.
Oh, I know, but
Yeah,
I'm just
I was
saying.
like, so people
the
do
customer.
fall.
I mean, yeah. But I feel like a customer is way more likely to sue your.
I'm surprised they didn't make you sign like a liability contract just for that one location. Be like, if you get injured falling down in the death trap, we can't sue.
Coming from someone that worked at that company, are you surprised?
Not at all. Not at all.
And that I remember, maybe it was 2 years ago. They closed for a few days for renovations,
Yeah.
and I was like, "This is bullshit. You can't renovate this place. That's fucked up." And
This is a
And they
historical
found out that the
building.
floor was gonna cave in.
Well, Jack was like, Andy, come back here. And I went behind the bar. There was a legitimate hole, not like an indent or like a hole
Just
in the floor.
in the floor,
And I'm
yeah.
like, I mean, okay, you can fix that.
Where their dishwasher was. I remember like them coming in service, like, dude, this is gonna fall through the floor. I'm like, wow.
Sounds like that's a you problem.
Yeah.
Well,
Hopefully not on my shift.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This can be Dan's beer company if
I
I,
know,
fall through
right?
this
Yeah,
floor. Let's go.
seriously.
Sitting there jumping on it.
It was very sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an old building. I
Yeah.
mean, this place is old, but it's still. We don't really have any like holes in floors. We don't have any like
Yeah.
structural issues. It's just a. It's an old building. There's only so much you can do sometimes. That was an update.
Yeah.
It was very silent. What the fuck?
So we were talking, I think maybe before recording, that there's a new inspector.
Yes.
Do you feel? Would you rather? I feel like I know the answer. But
I'd rather
like,
have the same guy every year.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
don't want like a new one, 'cause-
So the health inspector is the same guy that does it all the time,
yeah.
and he's a really nice guy. And he,
Is he older dude?
yeah,
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah.
who it is. Yeah.
He's outside, you can go meet him.
No, I
Yeah.
know.
yeah, he's a really nice guy. He comes in even just like for lunch or like whatever, and he knows Carl, but he doesn't let us slip through the cracks on anything.
Yeah.
But he's nice about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's one, like we have the cocktail machines, and
Yeah.
every single time he comes, he goes, "How often do you clean the machines?" I'm like, "I clean them once a week, sometimes twice a week." And he's like, "Okay," but then, and he knows the answer. But
Yeah.
like, say if I wasn't here and say somebody like won't. But I hope Carl gives them the right answer. Carl, it's twice a week that we clean those. You know, he'd be like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna put you down," but like, and he's just nice about it.
Yeah.
Like the whole paper towel thing. Well, you really need to have, but I'm just gonna get it fixed. Just put a paper. I'm like, okay. Where some people are like, my God, they'll just write you up for breathing the wrong air. Like it's just. So he's really nice about it. It's kind of funny. I'm wondering now. Like I'm like, wow. It's like he's really cutting it close, but he'll probably come for lunch next week and just check up on it.
I was gonna say like he doesn't seem the type to be like on a power trip, which I feel like.
Yeah,
you can
I mean,
kinda get.
a lot of them can be. A
Yeah.
lot of them can be. Again, when I worked for Longhorn and they have those inspectors come in, the GM that I worked with knew all of them. And so she was so clever. She's like, okay, which one is it? And like we would explain who it is. She knew exactly how to distract them. oh, how's your kid? Oh, how's this? Oh, how's that? And
That
then, like,
was-
meanwhile, they're walking down the line. She's like, yep, okay. And she's, like, scooting him, like, oh, that looks good. Oh, yeah, it's like...
That
I was
was
like,
one of my
perfect.
one of my tricks. I'm like, your boss's boss. You always find out what they're into.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, "Hey, Rick, how's the boat?"
Yeah.
So even if
Start
they
going
say
off on the
something,
boat.
they automatically like you because
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, they're talking about what I want to
Yeah.
talk." And there was this one guy, Dennis, would be like, "Dennis, I really don't think Elvis is dead." You know what? Let me tell you.
Let me tell you about this crazy conspiracy theory.
Yeah, and it was like they automatically like you.
Yeah.
And
Like,
so
even-
even if they do find out something, they're not gonna.
Yeah. Even
Get
the
the shit
fire
out of you.
inspector is the same guy that comes every year.
Yeah.
And, like, he knows, like, for instance, last year with the new building inspector that was a pain in the butt. That I don't care about saying it because it doesn't work for them anyway. But we had, behind the stage, we have the sound foam.
Yeah.
And it is fire resistant. And the fire department has their certificate on file.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we do, but Mr. Carl
He keeps looking for the white book.
He keeps looking for the wrong binder, doesn't know where it is.
Yeah.
But the building inspector was like, well, they need to have it. They need to have it on premise. And the fire department guy's like, it's okay. Like, we'll go to the fire department. We will get it for you. Nope, they need to have it. And he wrote us up for it. And so when he came back to double check on it, I had to, like, jump through hoops to try and find this the certificate. When all along, it's just like, the fire department said, I have it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
We're
like,
cool.
Like, it's all good. Like,
It's funny. He's picking fights with other inspectors.
yeah.
Just anchorman fight.
Yeah. And then same when I got that tarp that's hanging above it now, that's actually a welder's tarp. So that too is flame resistant.
Oh, okay.
And I ordered it online and I expected to get a certificate with it. And I didn't. So then I had to, like, jump through hoops to get to the company to, like, send me a certificate. I was like, because God forbid, I don't want to go through that again
Yeah.
Yep.
last minute with the stupid building inspector. But this guy that came last week was very nice. So I'd like him to come back.
I mean, anytime they're coming back to have lunch, I mean, you're
Yeah.
like, all right, we're
Actually,
we're-
literally,
we're doing okay.
The night after the fire inspector came, I saw him here having dinner with his family. And I was like, oh, thanks for coming. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a necessary evil, but it's always stressful.
yeah.
It's always stressful,
And
no matter
that's
what.
the thing is, like, it sucks, but if it didn't happen, even good people would just get lazy.
Yeah, and you
Yep.
know what? I mean, there's been so many times where you just walk by the same shelf every day and you just don't
Oh, I gotta
notice
do
that
that.
it's
Yeah.
getting a little
Yeah.
dirtier and a little dirtier, or like it's the repetition of being in the same place.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
never a bad thing to have a fresh set of eyes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, especially in like something you are not a professional in.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Do
Sure.
you? Is your experience? Because I'm assuming in Boston, you're not going to see the inspector coming in and having. Lunch.
There's so many of them. Like there's
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Oh, it's
they
just
could,
yeah.
but I don't know.
It's just kind of like a rotating.
Yeah,
cast.
it's just because the city's so big. Obviously,
Yeah.
like, it's not like here where there's. I mean, not that there's not a ton of restaurants in Plymouth, but
Yeah.
there's less area to cover.
yeah.
Distance-wise,
It's one
so-
street.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I can
Um,
only imagine.
So I don't know. I've met like 14 of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
so.
God. But is it like, are they more? Have you noticed if they're more strict than you're experienced down here in Plymouth?
Honestly, I don't. They come during the day, so I'm not there
Oh,
often
yeah.
for them. So
Oh, okay. So yeah.
like I deal more with like the fire marshals,
Yeah.
the ABCC, the
Yeah.
licensed people, like that stuff. Like then I do like the
fire marshal being
marshals.
like, "You have too many people here." That kind of
Oh,
shit.
God.
Yep.
Yeah. That's always a pain. That happened.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's
I mean,
Most of
how
it's-
often does that happen? I figure it's got to be based on a complaint, right?
no, not in the
No,
city.
not
They
necessarily.
just fucking show up.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do,
Inspections.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not
Sometimes
like
they do.
for this stuff where you get like once or twice a year. It's like
Yeah.
I could get. I've had weekends where they come every day.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's not
really?
because we're doing anything wrong. It's
Yeah.
just because that's like their territory is they're in South Boston for the weekends.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
I
yeah, I've
gotcha.
gotten like on especially St. Patrick's Day parade. You get
Oh, yeah.
everybody multiple times at one day.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I think I had the fire marshals 4 times. The
Yikes.
ABCC 3. The Boston liquor license people like 4 times.
Yeah, because they're like, if you're gonna
people.
fuck up, you're gonna fuck up today.
Well, it's just so many people like that,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's just more like they don't. Like I said, we don't get in trouble for that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like they
That's
just do
crazy.
it. They have to. It's just so something
thank
doesn't
you.
happen, they can't get blamed for it.
Right,
Stuff
right,
like
right.
that,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you. I don't want to deal with that multiple times in one day. No, thank you.
It's like I said, it is what it
Yeah.
is. Like it's not. It's obvious, same thing. It's like you're not doing anything wrong, but you still.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually thought of you
Oh, wow.
the
How
other
special.
day. No, because you were telling me there was one day that you were working behind the bar
Mm-hmm.
and someone came in on the phone and they ordered Bud Light. And you're like, oh, can I see an ID? And the person's like, no, I'm at New World Tavern. And like, I don't have my ID. And you're like, oh, it's definitely the ABCC. And I was at the BBC the other night, and this dude walks in on the phone. I think he ordered like a Corona.
Huh.
And then, they put the Corona down. He's like, oh, I got to go grab my card. I left it at another place. And I'm like, oh, shit. Did they just get fucking popped?
Maybe.
They didn't, because he came back with his card. But,
Oh,
I
okay.
immediately thought of you.
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
kinda,
yeah. Yeah, they're tricky like the
Yeah.
ABC is tricky like that sometimes. But it was when I was working up in Marshfield at the Jetty. I don't know if you guys ever been there, but that place is huge. It's actually,
I've been by it. I've never been there.
I would say it's probably comparable to the size of us.
Yeah.
It's pretty big, like including this back area. But their capacity is only at 99 because they don't have a sprinkler system. If you wanted to exceed the 99, you have to have a sprinkler
Yep.
system. So, but they did live music all the time like we do here. We would always go well over 99 people because it can fit it
At
Yeah.
the Jetty. not
at the
New World
Jetty,
Tavern.
not at
Yeah,
New
yeah,
World.
yeah.
No, we are very strict about our peoples in here. Wink, wink.
They got
nudge,
99
nudge.
problems.
Yeah,
but
but
capacity
yeah,
ain't one.
exactly. And there was one band that we had in the. I kind of thought this was like, kind of shitty, but one of the fire marshals was there to see the band, and he noticed how many people were in the building, and then he called his boss, and then we got
Wow, that is
got
shitty.
like kind of a slap on the wrist for it, but like all of a sudden I get a phone. Like, first of all, who the fuck gave the fire marshal my phone number, my personal phone number?
Wow.
He called me at home. Must have been one of my stupid staff, Matt Savage. And he called. He's like, "Oh, I'm the fire marshal from the town of Marshfield." Blah blah blah. He's like, "I noticed you had a certain band on Saturday." I was like, yeah. He's like, "You were well over capacity, and I wasn't there that night. I think I was gone for the weekend, and I had just come back. So I was like frantically calling all my other people. I was like, what the fuck happened while I was gone?" And she's like, "Oh, and there was like people blocking the fire exit and da 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 da." And he goes, "Yeah, one of my guys was there enjoying the show, and he called it in." And I was like, I feel like that's not right
That's
to
a
do.
douche move.
Like,
That's-
he wasn't
yeah.
there for a job. He was there enjoying the band, and then he was like, "Hey, I gotta let my boss know." I don't know. I just felt like that was kind of
You
weird.
didn't get in trouble though, right?
We kind of got a slap on the wrist for that one.
Because I feel like that's something you could fight or appeal. Because obviously they could have been drinking.
Right. I mean, he did have pictures, though, of the room and of the person blocking the fire exit. So it's kind of really like...
So, person blocking the fire, like just someone standing?
There was somebody standing in, and they have like a light bar that like kind of... Like
Yeah.
wasn't fully in front of it,
Like,
but
if you're
enough.
just standing in front of the fire door, I don't
You'd
think
be
that
su-
counts.
You'd be
Surprise,
yeah.
yeah, like, that's
yeah.
a lot
That's
of
why
stuff,
we have
yeah.
to keep. We have to keep that door, like, we try not to let that many people stand in front of that door because that's one of the fire exits.
So
over
we have
there.
like these
Interesting.
small steps, stuff like that, and it's
Yeah.
like that's 90% of our policing when it's busy is telling people to move because it's a
Yeah.
fire hazard.
No shit.
Yep.
Yep.
I find that interesting because I
But it
feel like
makes
if it
sense,
was,
like-
I guess, but if there's a fire, wouldn't those people be out the door?
Yeah,
get
but
fucked up?
then you're funneling everybody.
Yeah.
Have you watched the Great White Fire video? It's pretty fucking depressing. You should watch it.
No, I have several times, but
But
a lot
then
of that
they-
is because the doors open the wrong way.
Well, look, we can get into the analysis of that
Well,
a different day. But
you can go on to the Old Colony cast and look
Oh,
up
yeah, that's right.
the Station Nightclub Fire episode. We went into it in pretty in depth.
yeah, I mean, it's more of like just making sure that everybody can get out safely. Whereas if people are already standing in front of it, say the fire is in front of the stage,
Yeah.
that door is a decent ways away from the stage. And
Yeah,
and if the crowd is packed, you don't see it. So if they start funneling, they start moving towards the door, and you're just standing there like, why is everybody coming towards me? Well, I don't see anything wrong.
Yeah,
with
it just takes
And
one.
then-
It could just be something.
And
Those
that
few
was-
seconds can...
That was literally one of the issues at the station nightclub.
I know.
I
I have to watch it every few years so I can get my
Yep.
my crowd control certificate.
They make you watch that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's fucking terrible.
I know.
But like security was not letting people backstage to get out.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you can't. You got to go out the other way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so...
God, I didn't know they make you watch that. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. They speed it up so it's like,
Yeah.
just less,
I mean, I've watched
less
it
traumatizing.
for that episode, and I was like, woof, that's.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, I get it. I mean, it's tough. I mean, granted that whole situation was very sad, but it's tough having to police every single tiny little thing
All the time.
all the time,
Yeah.
just in case.
Right.
Like,
And it's the people you're telling them, like, well, okay, it's a big deal. I'm like, dude.
I mean, yeah.
move.
I mean, there's people that I've worked with that are the bouncers, don't give a flying fuck. They want to come, they want to be a meathead, they want to get their money, and they want to leave. They don't care about any people's safety.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about if they have to evacuate. They're
Oh,
not
I'm
going to
talking
know
about
what to
telling
do.
the people that are.
I know, I'm just saying,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, in a security, like, in the door guy situation, like,
Yeah.
they have to help, right? Like, if my
Yeah.
door guy on
Oh,
Saturday
yeah.
or Friday night has to help with the situation, I would hope that he would help stay there and not be the first one running out the door. Like, you know what I mean?
And that's a tough thing. There are jobs where you like people are just going to come in for a paycheck. Like that's what
Yeah.
Yep.
But there's certain jobs where you need a little bit, a little bit more. from
Yeah.
people.
I mean,
Brain surgeon. I can't come in just for a paycheck.
Yeah, right, yeah. Every single day I have to like fill out like a
Yep.
crowd control piece of paper that says like that the exits are cleared, that all the exit lights are working, that there's like a clear path to this and that, and when was this inspection? Would you have any fire extinguishers? When were the like? I have to fill it out every single day, and I have to keep it for a year. Well, I think I have to keep it for 6 months, but I usually keep it for a year. Maybe that's the white binder he was
Maybe
talking
that's
about.
the white binder.
Yeah.
It's interesting though, because like you hear about like these horrible, incidents and accidents that usually happen at, like festivals and whatnot.
Yeah.
And someone was telling me that a lot of times the promoters and whatnot will get like punished. I don't know exactly what they find because they don't have that standing emergency meeting.
So you mean
like,
Woodstock 99?
well, no, there's probably, but there's like other
literally.
ones too.
Documentary.
Have you watched that documentary?
But I mean, there's also like you can sit and go like, "This is our emergency procedure," but like when all
when all hell breaks loose, you're gonna forget. But
Well, then a lot of
But
those
the
people
thing
working
is,
are, like
like-
volunteers.
Yeah,
They're just
but-
like, I want free tickets.
yeah,
the reason why they were getting hit was because they didn't have that emergency meeting. They didn't
Yeah.
have their,
Yep.
a
Yeah.
written read this, sign it.
yeah. Like I don't expect my bartenders to know
They should
how to exactly maneuver a crowd in case of a scenario.
Yeah, but they should know some basics like.
Yeah, you know what I
Does
mean.
that
Like,
person need 911 or
right?
just?
Yeah, I don't
expect-
expect them to know everything, but I mean, I've had to evacuate for a fire once, and that was very not fun.
Was it an actual fire? Or was it just?
Yes. And the reason why I hesitated was because it was a fire inside of a wall.
Oh.
And then when I went to investigate, I opened it up, and oxygen came through,
And it
then
made it a fire.
Made it a fire.
Yeah.
It was smoldering, and it
Yeah.
had flames, had very small flames. When I went to open up to figure out where it was coming from, I was like,
Yep.
"Ooh!" I like put it back on. Call the fire department.
I need an adult.
I quit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm trying to call the owner on the phone. He wouldn't pick up the phone because he was drunk in Marina Bay in Quincy, so that was fun.
I didn't know Carl went that far.
Look, again, no fires here, knock on wood. But, yeah, I mean, and luckily it was, like, slow enough where I got everybody out, and everybody actually, like, cashed out. Like, like, I didn't have to go through that trouble of, like, people walking out on their tabs.
People
and-
cash out.
Yeah, because they could tell, like, they were like, oh, something's going on.
Yeah.
So I was like, they were like, do you want us to cash out with you? And I was like, if you don't mind.
Quickly.
That'd be amazing. Yeah. And so they would, like, just throw money down. Or, again, it was slow. It was like that transition
Yeah, it was
between,
like,
like, dinner and late night that it was, like, slow enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then, like, you know, and I got everybody out, and then it was all over social media, and then my boss made me reopen, even though the fire marshal told him not to, and it was great. It was fun. Good times.
And it's one of those, like, in downtown Plymouth, there's a fire truck in front of somewhere at least once a month.
Yeah.
You know, I was driving by.
Yeah,
it wasn't Speedwell. It was the yoga studio above Speedwell. Because I drove by, I'm like,
Someone passed out from hot yoga.
and I'm like, oh, what's going on
too
at
hot.
Speedwell? And I look, and there's just all these like women on the sidewalk in like leggings and tank tops, freezing their asses
Oh,
off.
no.
And I'm like, oh, that sucks.
They passed out during downward facing dog.
Didn't T-Bone sell it? Because they had the smoker.
So when we were open, it was very rare that when T-Bones was open, it was very rare that the fire department would come because of the smoker, because the smoker was located in the basement towards the front of the restaurant.
Yeah.
So anytime that it would get kind of smoky, we would just open the windows.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know what they've done now, but the first 5 months that they approved 22 open, they had a fire truck at least there once a month, if not sometimes twice a month.
Yeah.
Just because the smoker would set off the alarm.
It's probably like learn the tricks of the trade.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I feel
yeah.
like that's kind of working the shit out.
I think the previous owner, I think Colin from T-Bone, said that towards the end of when they were there, the fire department made them move the smoker up into the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I think wherever they had moved it, or maybe they moved the kitchen around, they probably put it close to a fire, just like the detector. So yeah, I'm sure they probably figured that out. But yeah, I mean,
the last thing you want to do is have constant false alarms.
oh yeah,
I
and
used
it was
to-
always. I mean, we like it because then when they get evacuated, all the staff,
yeah.
everybody comes here.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, it's just.
I used to live in an apartment building that was like 3 doors down from a fire department, and when I moved out, you needed like key access to get into the building.
Yeah.
It wasn't always that way, and there was like a fire alarm just inside the door, and I don't know how they fucking figured out, but like local kids figured it out, so they constantly pull it.
Oh my god.
And it got to the point where it would go off, and the fire department would be like, we'll get there. And I'm like, just send a dude down.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, there would be times where, like,
Yeah.
again, a false alarm of smoke, like, it was, like, smoke alarm goes off because there's, like, the ventilation of the kitchen is just, maybe just didn't suck it out too much, and, like, just wherever the detector is, like, set it up. And so it'd be like, oh, everything's fine. And then, like, the fire department shows up, and he's like, why haven't you evacuated the building? I'm like, because it was just from the kitchen. He's like, gets all mad at me. I'm like, I'm sorry. Everybody out. I'm sorry. There is no fire, I swear.
When I lived in that apartment building, that was my thing. Like, I would go stand out, wait for the fucking fire department, and there'd be like 2 or 3 of you, and I'd be like, I know the fucking idiots in this building. I'm sure it's a false alarm, but I don't trust a single person in this building not to burn the fucking place down.
My college dorm used to always have like false alarms all the time.
Yeah.
And it got so much that I was like, I'm not going outside, so I would just hide in my room because they would have to. They would inspect everyone's room.
Yeah.
You're in just like a blanket.
If I die, I die. This building's made of.
Is anyone here? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's Dan Mahoney for you. Always take shortcuts. No,
I've had a good run.
I've had a good run. I made it to college.
Whatever gets me to the finish line.
Like 20 of them was dead anyways.
20, I think I was maybe 19.
Oh man.
All right, this is the last call inspection. This is where we go around and inspect everyone's flight.
Carl got his coat, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Jess, what do you got?
Oh god. I was gonna complain about something else, but now I don't know. Support your local fire departments. Because if you're in a bind, they'll help you out.
And your local health inspectors.
Yes.
Just under the whole local umbrella.
Yeah, exactly.
How about you, Dan?
I don't know. Just fucking A new year, man.
It's the winter solstice. Don't you have something to complain about? Is Mercury in Gatorade?
That's not till this weekend. It hasn't
No, it
happened
was
I thought it was like
it was
yesterday.
yesterday.
Oh,
Was it
dude, there's lots of ghosts during the winter solstice. So,
Yeah.
Support your local winter solstice
put out-
ghosts.
Just support your solstices.
put out candy corn for the fucking mummies and ghosts. And they come and give you trick or treats.
Yeah. We have a whole cemetery behind us. It's fine.
I am going to. I'm old and it's TikTok, so
Oh.
everyone probably already knows about this. But unplugging Neil the Seal.
Oh,
Neil
yeah.
Neil the
like-
Seal's fucking dope. He is a giant seal that basically is in Tasmania and be like, bitch, this is my town. I'll go where I want.
Yeah. Fuck these parking cones.
And the whole town is like, okay, Neil, whatever you want.
We'll give you all the fish that you want.
He's a big motherfucker.
He's
like,
giant. Yeah.
I don't even know what you would do. If,
Yeah.
Like,
Right?
The best is like, and it's literally videos of like, oh, it's a little drunk guy. Like, you see the one where he's passed out on the person's front steps?
And the person's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. What do you do? Like,
Yeah, I saw the one that he's basically leaning up against the driver's side of this woman's car. She's like, I guess I'm calling in to work today.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Neil the Seal. And the town is so, like, he'll just be blocking a street and, like, some guy be like,
Oh,
hey,
my
Neil, you
God.
can't be there.
yeah.
Can't do that.
That's my Tasmanian
Like
accent.
that.
It's better than
Oh.
yours.
The best is like the police, like,
He's
usher him
600
away.
kilograms.
Like, oh, that officer's got a history with Neil.
Oh my god.
It's fucking hysterical.
How much is 600 kilograms?
I don't know.
of
I don't know. I didn't, I was watching late last night and I'm like, oh, I got to figure that out. And then I got distracted by another TikTok video. And I think
Hold
it's,
on.
I don't know if you've seen the guy that does like, I'll plug him.
He's 1,322 pounds.
It's wild.
Stop.
Don't body shame Neil, all right?
I'm not.
He looks
Good for
adorable
you,
and snuggled.
sis.
Neil is very confident in his body.
Yeah.
Clearly, because he's flopping it
And he
all
just like
over
walk,
town.
he'll like go, not even walk. I don't know what they do. Shuffle down the street
Flops around. Like,
and like fucking knocks down their signs.
Yeah.
and fucking.
Ah,
Loves
I
traffic
support
cones.
this guy.
Like, every picture is
Yep.
like him snuggling a traffic cone.
I support.
Yep. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Neil the Seal.
absolutely.
So, listeners, check out Neil the Seal. He's
This is what my
he's
day's
fun.
going to be
he's our
consumed of
podcast
today.
guest for
Yeah, I'm gonna line him up.
2024. Is that Carl?
And you can find us on all social medias at BarTalkCast. You can email us with your, Neil the Seal.
I'm so following, and I
postings.
don't even go on
Neil Seal
TikTok.
fan fiction.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's what I was gonna say, but I'm like, I don't know if I want that.
Neil Seal erotica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At bartalkcast@gmail.com, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.
And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/inebriart to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at inebriart.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at inebriart or at inebriart6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebriart, and all the other shows on the Inebriart Network, which you can find at inebriart.com. Thanks again for listening.